Everyone in real estate says that the riches are in the niches, and there's a lot of truth to that, but I see so many agents that struggle to find their niche and have no idea where to start. So I'm going to unpack and give you the exact roadmap of how to identify your right niche and what you need to do once you identify it in order to leverage it to start to skyrocket your production and close a ton of deals in that niche. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrard with eXp Realty. I train thousands of agents every year to scale their business leveraging social media, and this is a really important video because there's a lot of value in having a niche. And there's a lot of people also that have no clue where to start when hearing that quote and saying, well, I don't have a niche. I have nothing that's unique about me, and I'm here to show you and prove to you otherwise. And at the end of this video, I'm actually going to share with you exactly what you can do in order to get started with your personal brand so that you know today for free what you can do in order to now take your niche and turn it into a personal brand. Because in real estate, you are your brand and you need to develop it in a way that's going to be an exact representation and an accurate reflection of the quality of work you will do for your clients. So let's dive in to all things niche. Okay, so where we're going to start is actually a quote by Ed Milet. He's a mentor of mine and somebody that has probably impacted you in some way, shape, or form. If not, definitely go check out his content. But he always says that you're most qualified to help the person that you used to be. And so when we're looking at starting to find your niche, look at who you used to be and look at your story. So what I'm referring to here is relocation, for example. If you were not born in your city, and you relocated there, then you're probably most qualified to help and start to niche down into relocation buyers because you can relate to their story, to their struggle, to what they're going through based on your own experience. If you were a first-time home buyer previously, you might want to tap into first-time home buyers because that's who you can relate to. If you were an investor before, or if your parents or somebody you know closely were investors, that might be your opportunity. But that's where you start in terms of your niche, however you want to say it, is starting off with what do you have experience in yourself? Because it's going to allow you to make better content, which I will get to at the end, in order to do it based on experience and practice and your own story. Now, if you do not have anything, let's say you've lived there your whole life, you've never bought a house, you're a brand new agent, and you're living with your parents or rooming or renting or whatever the situation is, that's okay. Start to unpack what you're passionate about with a caveat that is in demand in this market. So one of the things that one of my good friends, Joshua Smith, always talks about, amazing channel if you don't follow his, but Josh talks about taking a sniper approach versus a shotgun approach. So what he's referring to there is that the ones that are winning in this market, a bit of a quirky, ambiguous market, are the ones that are saying, hey, I'm gonna do the research to find out who is struggling most right now. It's investors that are upside down in their investment based on when they bought at the high. It is people that are getting divorced, unfortunately, because when financial stress happens based on the economy, more people get divorced. There's all these different niches, if you will, FSBOs, expireds, that are struggling in any market. The market is always great for some people, always terrible for other people. It's not a good market for everyone all the time. It's not a bad market for everyone all the time. But when it's a market like today, you need to do the research to find out what are the different various opportunities that I could start to tap into. And the other side of that is, which one am I most passionate about? And once you can start to do that research, that, for anybody that does not have any past experience in a relatable way to somebody looking to buy or sell, that's gonna be your best way to start to identify which niche you can tap into. Now, my recommendation, if you're a brand new agent just getting started and don't have much money or experience, my recommendation would be to tap into a niche that is gonna be easily targetable when it comes to lead generation for FSBOs, for expireds, things like that, because ultimately that's going to give you the ability to say, hey, here's my niche, and I'm just going to bang out the phone every day in order to get in front of them. So that's my recommendation for finding your niche. Now, once you found your niche, and if you have any other questions about that, just drop a comment below. I'm here to help and I want to see you succeed, so I will be responding. But once you've found your niche, you need to create your unique value proposition, your unique selling proposition, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. What separates you from other agents? So for me, in the beginning. It was leveraging social media to get more exposure on clients' homes than any other agent because I was learning Facebook ads and YouTube and how to leverage video and things like that. What related to your niche are you going to do differently? So if you're latching on to investors, what are you doing differently than the other agents that work with investors? This could be seminars. This could be a list of off-market properties that you have access to that others don't. Maybe this was built with you and a brokerage or you and an investor, and you start to, collect this database. If it's first-time home buyers, maybe you curate a beautiful package that walks them through not only the entire experience, but creates a beautiful list of everything they will ever need in your market, from plumbers to roofers to, whoever, painters, to say, hey, I've got the complete package for first-time homebuyers that anybody could need, bigger than anybody else. But creating that unique value proposition is great because there's always going to be other agents in your market that are trying to tap into the same niche, if you will, and you need to make sure that yours is a little bit different. So put some thought into that as well. Now, once you've identified your niche and your unique value proposition, now is, in my opinion, the fun part. For others might be the daunting or overwhelming part. You need to start to put out content that is searchable about that niche. So, for example, relocation is the easiest one to tap into, especially if you're in a market where a lot of people are actually moving there or moving from, but ideally moving there, which is to start to put out content on searchable platforms like YouTube videos, Google, blogs, that are all related to your niche. So this is why I've got a list of videos that I could share with you if you want to drop a comment. It's a list of every video you need to create within your first year of real estate of recording content, because you can mix and match different things and you'll see. But by putting out searchable content about why people should move to your city, the cost of living, the pros and cons, all of these things, or if you're first-time home buyers, breaking down all the different elements in the FAQs or frequently asked questions and responding to each of them via video, that will start to build your ranking authority for that niche. So that in the future, when people are searching for the best first-time home buyer agent or the best relocation agent, you've got searchable content on that niche that will rank and show up so that you start to be found. But finding your niche is one thing. Amplifying that you are the go-to person for that niche is the second, and equally as important, because if you have a niche but nobody knows that you do it or that you're the best person for it, it's a pretty useless niche. So you need to start to expose that to more people by putting out searchable content. Yes, tap into TikTok and Instagram, and TikTok is becoming more searchable. Instagram, we won't get into that. But leveraging things like YouTube and Google are the most powerful ways to start to build your credibility within that niche and start to help people organically find you. Because in the beginning, you're going to be basically hitting the phones or the doors or some sort of prospecting avenue, Facebook ads, Google ads, in order to basically control that you're getting in front of people related to that niche. But over time, if you put out the right searchable content, people from that niche will just come to you for free. And that's what will start to build massive momentum for your production. Now, the last thing that I want to say before sharing with you what you could do today to build your personal brand is this can change over time. So I don't want you to get too hung up on the fact of, oh my God, the riches are in the niches. I can't become wealthy if I don't have a niche and I don't know where, pick one, go with it. And what you will see is that as you put out more content, your niche will find you. So as you run more ads, as you put out more YouTube videos, you can look at the data and the analytics and start to see, wow, I was targeting 30-year-olds, but 50-year-olds are the ones watching all my content. Or wow, I was tapping into this demographic or psychographic, but this one over here is engaging most of my content. If you put out enough content, run enough ads, get in front of enough people, you'll be able to gather the data. Or maybe your passions change over time and you wanted to tap into first-time home buyers, but you got your first luxury listing and now you want to dive all into luxury after you've leveraged that one. That's okay. Real estate is a marathon. And one of the things I think stresses agents out is you've got all these coaches or gurus that are saying you have to find your niche day one. You have to do this. You have to prospect on this platform. You have to use this social, it all works. And you don't have to have it all figured out. I'm 7 years into this, and most people would say that have achieved success. I'm still figuring things out year after I grow and improve and develop my skill set and read more books and go to new coaching seminars and things like that. It can change over time. but you can't wait to start. So you have to start with something. So pick whatever you're at least somewhat passionate about and just commit to it. And if you want to change after 2 years, great. The caveat to that is don't be changing after a matter of months. Commit to it for at least 1 year, all in, full commitment, doing it all. And then if something arises or something changes where you see a different opportunity that you can capitalize on, wonderful, go after it. But don't just commit to it for 3 months and say, I don't like this, I'm done. Because you haven't even given enough time for it to work out. Now, as mentioned in the beginning, if you would like to know how to create and build your personal brand, check out this next video. It walks you through the entire process. I have a branding agency and help create some of the most successful personal brands in the industry. And this is going to give you the blueprint of how you can get started with yours today.